Welcome to another edition of our Cornhusker Conversation. This week we welcome in Husker corner Dicaprio Bootle. Decap, I know last week wasn't what anybody wanted, but it's all about the bounce back. And Coach Frost said, in the post game that he wanted to make sure you guys weren't doubting the process. You're an older guy now. How much of that did you take on yourself to, if you see someone who's maybe down to use that experience that you have to keep focused on the big picture?
Yeah, definitely. That's a big point of emphasis. You don't ever want anybody to go into a new week being down. You want, morales to be high because, what happened. You can't change that. But you do have a chance to make it right this week. So, even with myself, other guys picking me up as well. We're just all in this thing together and we understand that. So, we all pick up each other throughout the week.
Let's rewind to before the season started. I know you don't pay attention to a lot of what the media says, but everyone was fairly confident in you and Lamar, specifically at the corner spots coming into this year. That wasn't the case last year. There was a lot of people like, we haven't really seen these guys play yet. Last year, how much confidence did you gain in yourself and Lamar? You get the opportunity to go out there and play every snap that you're capable. And now you look at, that's one of the strong suits on our entire team, not just on the defense.
Mm-hmm. We just know that we belong. We understand what it is that we'll be facing, and we understand, everything that comes with the position. We understand the highs, the lows, the goods and the bads. So, just taking that and understanding that and just being able to grow our mindset, just being able to grow our minds and develop, physically, mentally, it just helped us take that next level.
Talk with me your relationship with Lamar. You guys couldn't have and had two different paths to get to Lincoln. He's a highly touted 4-star guy, could have gone anywhere. You were found at a satellite camp, and ended up in Lincoln. But, how did you guys mesh together coming from opposite coasts, completely different recruiting process, yet playing the same position and ultimately starting alongside each other?
We were, when we first got here, we were completely different, but we were so different. And I know it's not going to make sense, but we were so different that we were kind of the same, and we kind of saw that in each other. And, everything that he did, he was the highly recruited guy. I was happy for him, coming in. They had high hopes for him, high praises, and, the whole 9 yards. And I was happy for him the whole time, never hated on him, He got his shot before me, and I was very happy when he did, and he was very happy, vice versa, when I got my shot too. So we've been on very different paths, but that's my brother, and we like to think we're really one and the same.
How much of a chip on your shoulder did you have when you got here to Lincoln, just of how you got here? And, your situation was a little different than some of these guys. And, ultimately you're on the same team and you're going to get a shot too. But, with your size, where you come from, how you were found, how much of that did you, give you a little attitude and edge when you put on the pads?
Just always being a smaller guy, I always had to, do a little extra more. My dad always tell me, if you're not the biggest, you got to find what works for you, and his thing was, I was just so fast that, he always knew I could do it, whatever I put my mind to. So, I came in here with a chip on my shoulder, first year red-shirted, and then just had to kind of claw away and try to wait for the time from there. But, everything I do, I just do it at a high intensity regardless. I don't see size, I don't see, speed or anything like that, because I feel like I can do everything just as good as the next man.
You have to have that attitude as a corner. That's one thing that anybody that knows football knows, that you have to have a little special attitude about you. Is that something that fits your personality, or is that something that switches on when you're on the football field?
I like to say off the field, I'm a pretty laid back person, just kind of even kill, and a lot of people kind of sometimes joke with me and tell me that I don't show much emotion, maybe I don't have emotions, but just on the field, I'm a different person, things is different stakes out on the field. That's just where I get to be free and just do whatever I want, and obviously in relation to the scheme, but that's just where I get to run free, and just everything just flows out of me there.
Is that something that has always happened with you when we're playing football, any sport, this sport in particular? I mean, when did you really notice that attachment to this sport in particular, that, this is something that I can go do and, feel the way that you feel out there?
It honestly started in the backyard, just being young at grandma's house, all your cousins come over, you got a football sitting in the room, and, we take it, go outside, and, before we even had a football, we played with empty milk jugs. So, we'd throw it around, try to catch it, try to tackle each other and stuff like that. We never played touch. We always played tackle. So, just from that, my earliest memory, just being in the backyard, I grew an attachment to the game. I loved it. And I just loved being able to run around and, tackle people, and being able to run somebody over and, make one of my cousins cry, or, one of my cousins might hit me too hard and, I might want to fight him or something like that, just memories like that just really made me grow an attachment to the game.
A milk jug. I mean, that's not something I've heard before. I've heard of the rabbit chasing in Florida. Yeah. So I mean, have you heard about that growing up? The guys out there, chasing rabbits, getting faster.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I heard about it.
Your big brother, I know that, and I'm sure that competitive nature comes out, but it also brings out probably some leadership in you too when things are a little more serious. How much does that help too when you get to college and you've got a lot of young pups in that room behind you, but you probably have a little experience, leading some younger guys. How much does that help you, just having that in your life and carrying that over to here?
It helps a lot, because you want the best for your siblings. Like my little brother, I want the best for him. I want to push him, and I'm hard on him. I'm extremely hard on him. Even sometimes, like the littlest of things, like I get mad with him for it, and I'm not really mad. I'm just trying to stress the importance of doing the right thing, and with some of the younger guys too. I put it in the same type of vibes with them. Those are my little brothers too. So, I might see something that I don't like, and I might get on them, or something that it's not really that big of a deal, but I know it can help them get better. So, I try to harp on those things with them. And even, the guys that came in with me in my class, just trying to, feed off of them, just giving them knowledge as well as them giving it right back to me. When I came in here, Chris Jones kind of took me under his wing, and, that's my guy for life. That's my brother for life, my big brother. I was little brother, so now I'm just returning the favor. I'm big brother, and, they little brother, so.
Florida guy too. I'm sure that helps. What's it like for you, being able to have some guys from close to home, either being recruited or actually ended up here? I know the coaches want to make that a presence, obviously coming from Orlando, but for you to have some guys close to home come here probably makes things, make it feel a little better.
Oh yeah, definitely. You kind of gravitate towards the guys that are from where you're from. Not saying that, I don't gravitate towards other players, but, just growing up, like, in the same type of places, like, regionally, you just, like, it helps you, like, be less homesick in a sense. You can talk about, like, some of the same things that goes on back home, or, you can have somebody back you up in an argument, like, oh, we say it this way, or no, we say it that way, like, this is the correct way to say it, no, this is the correct way to say it, or, just even talking about, days growing up with some of your friends and stuff like that. So, yeah, just having Florida boys up here, in general is just, is really good.
You had a Florida boy who's a young guy get a pick earlier this year. What was it like seeing Braxton haul that thing down? And I know he's been working real hard, but the reps have been limited. But when you see something like that happen, where guys working hard in practice, what's the feeling?
Yeah, I was extremely happy for Braxton when that happened. When it happened, I didn't know it was him, and I didn't even know he was in the game, honestly, because I was on the other side of the field, and I saw him catch a pick. I saw him get up with the ball, and I was like, Braxton was in the game. And then, so, I ran over to him. I was super excited for him, because I know the work that he puts in, and, his intentions of being here, and, what he wants to do, here. And, he's a guy who he's completely brought in, and, he's trusting the process, and he's just making it work for him. And, that just made me feel really good for him.
There's been a handful of players that came from not just Florida but the Southeast, and they end up in Nebraska, and then you're always like, Nebraska, like some of these guys don't even know where Nebraska is on a map when they get here. But when you host a recruit, or you talk to players that are potentially coming in here that are from the same area, and they're going, I'm in this cornfields in Lincoln, Nebraska. What do you tell them about this place that's special and something that you've maybe didn't know when you came here that you've come to really like?
I tell them it's second to none. I just kind of tell them about my experiences here, how it was different for me compared to, growing up in the Southeast region. I let them know, I don't lie to them. I let them know about the winters, tell them it's cold, but, they're you can do it. I'm doing it. I'm here doing it, and just helping them see, like, the big platform here, how it's going to work for them, and, how they can help, come here and, just better themselves as young men, and also come here and do big things on the field as well. So, and that part usually gets them. I talk to them about the fans, tell them, we have the greatest fans in the world. I just remember on my visit, just walking through the stands, thinking like nobody really was paying attention to the fact that I was here, and just thinking like the only people that knew I was here were the coaches. But walking through the stands, I just had a whole bunch of people stop me and tell me like they were thankful that I was there, and at the time I was committed, but there were also some guys on my visit that weren't committed, that they were also thankful that they were there too. So that's really when I knew the fans were second to none. And I just try to let those guys know that, like, it's for real here. Like this is real.
One of the things I know about you is you're really close to your family. Obviously, most people are, but what do they think? Or, compared to maybe when you're like, okay, well, I'm going to go to school in Nebraska now, somewhere that's not even really close to here, but, watching you kind of go through classes and, all the other things, the life skills, everything that comes with the university. What do they think of your time here so far? And I know you got some people coming up this weekend to see you, but what's this meant to them to have you here in Nebraska?
They've fallen in love with Nebraska. We're from Miami, so we a big. Well, at least I was a big Hurricanes fan. Growing up, but they just kind of fell in love with Nebraska. They love the fact that I'm here. They love the fact that there are people here that that love me and support me, and I'm in a good support system. I'm in a safe place, and they just love the fact that I'm here doing what I need to do. About to get my degree this December. They'll be up here for that, and they just keep telling me how proud they are of me, just becoming the man that they envisioned me to be, just by being here and coming here and doing what I need to do.
That's awesome to hear. Let's let you go with this one. You mentioned the support system that you have here with Coach Frost, and I know games like Saturday, they suck. There's no good way to put it, but for those people out there, or whoever else on the outside that's questioning what's going on here, or maybe worried about our process, what would you tell them, as a player, someone who's in the meetings, and you hear from these coaches about what is working and the process and where you guys are at and the strides that you are making that this thing's going in the right direction?
Just really letting them know, like, there's no quit here. Every day we come in and we try to make it better than the last day, no matter what's on the schedule. We don't question it. We just do what we have to do because we trust Coach Frost. We trust that, him and his staff, they know what they're doing. They're leading us in the right direction, and we all see the strides to get to where we need to be. And we just, every day, we're just going to continue to get better. Every minute of the day, we want to get better. I would just want to be better than I was a minute ago. And if we could keep doing that, then it'll keep trending in the right direction.
Dicaprio, thanks for sitting down with us, man. I really appreciate it. Let's go get Northwestern. Thanks a lot.
For sure.